Hello, hello, we're back again for another game, trying to push from 1200 here. So I went for a quite cheeky opening there, known as the England Gambit, where my opponent could have taken that pawn, but would have got a nice looking attack coming back on them. So here we can see our opponent's moving a little bit faster than previous ones have. So yeah, potentially to now we're getting slightly higher time controls, 1200. Here our opponent has got an idea what they're doing, but they've fallen for this one where we're exploiting the pin along the E file. And this also allows us to come in with the fork and win rook in the corner there. I think we can keep up the pressure, take this one, hitting the rook. And after takes, we're just going to grab here, because this pawn isn't actually hanging. We've got the cheeky queen a6 check, picking up the rook on b7. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw resignation here. Alright, and that's pushed us straight over into 1200. So let's jump straight into another one. Again, we've got a 1260 opponent. We're going to go for England Gambit again. This time our opponent takes it, so we can see the idea behind this one. Again, I mentioned this one was quite cheeky. It's because it does rely slightly on your opponent not playing the most optimal moves. So here, it looked natural to defend this one, but that would allow us to do queen check, and that would come with some interesting tactics. Here instead, we can see we've simplified off, and we've just got a playable position. Our queen is out, but there's no direct way for opponent to exploit this. So we're going to c6 just to prepare d5 push in the centre. We'll follow this up with bishop d6, both preparing castling, but also with a cheeky little quick checkmate threat. Now as our opponent's responded with g3, we've got a target now to attack, so we're just going to launch h4, and hopefully we can take here and open up our rook along the h file. Could have also flicked in this one, but I think we're fine to continue opening up. Here I'm actually just going to push in order to keep the center closed, so we haven't got to worry about a rook coming to the e file and annoying our queen there. But lovely stuff, this is exactly what we wanted. Take here, opening up our rook, and I think we'll follow up with, so we can play bishop h3 or bishop g4, both hit pieces. I like the look of this one. It's also potentially got some sneaky ideas of taking this, taking here, and then queen coming in on g3. So, right, what now? Okay, now I like the look of bishop h3, as this forces the rook off of the f file, and then after the rook has moved from the f file, we can chuck in knight g4, hitting this queen with a tempo. And if, say, queen f4, then we can dip out of the way of that one. Here now, I see a little tactic for us. We can take on h2, and if king takes, we've got queen to e4, discovering the attack on the queen on f3. So it looks like king g2 is forced here in order to not just give up the queen, but instead our opponent resigns. That's what we like to see. Let's jump straight into another one, see if we can push for 1300. Okay, so here, let's try out our Sicilian wing gambit again. Opponent didn't take it, but again, we're happy with this. It lets us build up a massive center. And yeah, we'll just go bishop d3 here, follow up knight f3 and castles. So as I mentioned, we've got a lovely center here for free. I think we'll continue with e5, knight f3 and castles. Yeah, so we're quite nicely ahead here of our opponent. I think I'm going to flick in bishop a3, just controlling this long diagonal. And I may even take that one off, just because it was potentially going to come here or here. which might be slightly annoying to our attack. So what I'm doing is I'm going to drop my bishop back, line up my queen, threaten some checkmate, which will induce some more weaknesses for black. Potentially move g6, after which, yeah, let's just bring our other knight in. You can move like h4, h5. But we've completed our development, rooks are connected, and yep, as I said, we're going to chuck that move h5 in. Let's also just hit this pawn, grab the open file, and after this one, it's fine. We can just block with the pawn. Could have also considered sacrificing the exchange there, but no, we're happy with this. Again, here we can grab this one. Then instead, I like the look of this one here. Keeping an eye on the b7 pawn. Obviously, this is currently defended by the knight, but yeah. Okay. Let's continue with our idea of h5, threatening to take on this one and break open black's kingside. Okay, so we've got f5, but here I think we can respond en passant, taking this one, and this also serves to undermine the g6 pawn as well, even further. So the question is, do we want to take with the queen or with the bishop? Actually, I think we're going to take this one first, as it comes hitting the knight on c6, and we can just take that for free as well, defend our rook here. Lovely. Pawn takes isn't an option, as we've got queen takes checkmate, so I think actually our next move might be something like knight e5, just adding more pressure. And yeah, I think the question here is, do we want to keep the pieces on? We can actually just trade now. And as I say, jump this knight into e5. And then we're going to recapture here next. But as we've just kept our pieces nice and active, our opponent has blundered the rook exchange there. Okay, I think we can actually come in immediately. Check here, and now this pawn is hanging. I really want to play f4, where after check here we'll have checkmate, but this one will drop with check. So let's just defend it. Then on the next move we're going to play f4, followed by rook d7 check and rook f7 checkmate. That is provided the king goes to f6. But we can see here, opponent has just allowed this to happen, and now the king comes to f6. We're just going to drop our rook back to d7 and close the mating net. Lovely stuff. So that takes us from 1200 up to 1250, and yeah, we can see there those were some relatively clean games actually. We just kept the pressure up on our opponent, and yeah, that's what you got to do at this rating range. Keep the pressure on. If you can play openings which you have a slightly more experienced edge than your opponent, such as this wing gambit here, that leads your opponent to make positional mistakes, such as bishop recapturing. You can see the bar is already going up, as it allows us to establish a nice strong center and easy game, easy play. Our pieces find natural squares, and we've got a nice lead on our opponent, both on the board, in time, and yeah, with the placement of our pieces. Yeah, thanks for watching. If you've got any feedback, definitely drop me a comment. I really appreciate to hear what people are thinking of these videos. So that's 1200, 1250. Thanks for watching. Bye.